anywhere from 5 to 30% of the general population, men are raising and paying for children that are not theirs and don't know. According to the American Association of Blood Banks, between 25 and 30% of the males who are accused of being the father, they take a paternity test and find out they did not do it.
But so many women's groups say this wouldn't be fair. You're acting like you don't trust the mother. Why do you think they say that?
He then said that he wanted the DNA test. You know that that's your kid. I will never give you a DNA test. That's not going to happen.
No.
Because I know, of course not.
But if he's asking for it,
I will not go it. I did my research. I will never, ever give him a DNA test. You will need to take me to court.
She don't know me. How do you just put my name down? How do you just put anybody's names down? I don't know her, never seen her. Still to this day, haven't talked to her. And it just proved out that the baby has no ties to my name. Thankfully, the lady did bring the child in to get tested. And that's all I needed to happen.
This letter from friend of the court reads in part, "Dear Mr. Smith, enclosed is a copy of the genetic test results, excluding you as the father.
Before,
We made several calls to lawmakers in Lansing who are familiar with this particular topic to get some answers.
It's very unfortunate, but paternity fraud is not a unique, unusual situation in Michigan.
Senator Jim Runstead tells me he's been pushing for new legislation on the matter during the past 8 years, saying right now there's no penalty for lying.
Senator, what was the opposition for not passing this kind of legislation?
Well, maybe it would hinder mothers who don't want to name a particular guy, or they made a mistake, but you had to knowingly name the wrong person. It becomes emotional stuff.
Respectfully, to mandate that DNA testing for the child is conducted first before a letter is sent to someone's home alleging they may be the father of a child regarding a woman whom they have never met, doesn't that seem like common sense type of legislation?
I tell you, Joshua, the common sense goes out the window. I'd be more than happy to put that bill in. I'm telling you, it wouldn't even get a hearing in committee. I'll guarantee it wouldn't even get a hearing in committee. I ran across this before.
Greetings from the east to north to south, and this wicked as west. The topic, paternity fraud. The questions, why you think they're in no big rush to stop paternity fraud? Let's get into it. I'm your host. I am the one.
One thing I know for a fact is paternity fraud could be nipped in the bud right quick. Matter of fact, it can be over tomorrow. Captain Kirk was killed a couple weeks ago, and they imposed all types of laws for Charlie Kirk. It was immediate. This did not take time at all. But this thing called paternity fraud can be nipped in the bud. But the thing about it is they don't want to. If you can impose laws immediately for somebody that's undeserving of a law, you can easily impose a law that would help the majority of American citizens, American males. But you know, this guy right here he is again. This guy always have his fingers and toes in evil activity. But the thing about paternity fraud is it's affecting his own kind. It is ridiculous. But guess what? They won't change it. And the reason why they won't change it is too much money. You have women that knowingly know that the father of their children is not the father that's paying child support. Or even that, they stepped out. But instead of the law imposing laws that would make this a crime, they simply won't do it. And the reason why is too much money involved. I have about 4 clips, and I want you to see what really can be done, but they simply will not do it. I'm going to show you injustices that they will not rectify. Let's go to the first clip.
Why is Shelby County Juvenile Court forcing him to pay for a child that is not biologically his? What's even more unusual, he says the judges at juvenile court have an idea who the real father is.
Yet they're still demanding he pay up. Now he's turning to On Your Side investigator Stephanie Skurlock for help.
Talk show TV makes millions off the catchphrase, "You are not the father." But the reality in Memphis is just because you're not the daddy doesn't mean Shelby County Juvenile Court won't make you pay.
I was down there in handcuffs and chains.
Over the years, Edward Bowdery had his driver's license stripped and once even found himself in handcuffs over child support payments for a child that's not his.
I would hate to see somebody else go through the same thing. I've been going through this. Headaches.
This mound of paperwork shows a juvenile court judge ordered him to pay child support even before the birth.
I didn't do a voluntary acknowledgement. I didn't sign the birth certificate. All I knew is we legitimated the child in your name.
Bowdery asked several judges during several hearings for a DNA test, but no judge ordered one.
I said, how did I even get put on child support? And I never said this was my child. And they said, again, this is not what we're here for.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. No, they're not there for that. The reason why they are there is to raise as much money as they possibly can. In other words, get more men on child support, whether they are the father or not. It doesn't matter to them. Because in a case like this, if you don't pay up, I'm a witness. They will come pick you up and you go into jail. So in other words, this keep the American system moving. Whether you are the father or not, they want that money coming in. And the burden of proof is always on the father. So they want you to hire a lawyer, pay into the system so they can still generate money. Let's go to the next clip.
Here's the simple solution. If there's a need for paternity testing, the parents or the alleged father should pay for it themselves before signing the voluntary acknowledgement of paternity.
Your kid, I will never give you a DNA test. That's not going to happen.
No.
Because I know, of course not.
Did you hear what she said? She said it's up to the parents to get a DNA test. Or, she said, the alleged father. Do you honestly, truly think that the man would not want to get a DNA test? But the holdup will always be the woman. And then they say they don't have funding for DNA tests. Well, if you're as old as I am, America has been in wars since the 50s. War is big, big money. But somehow they don't have money to finance a paternity test. I think I said DNA, but paternity test. DNA, same thing, as far as I'm concerned. Let's go to the next clip.
Recently, someone came out and said that I was a deadbeat dad, and he's been my son, and he's been my son that I haven't been speaking about for all these years. And I was like, okay, at that time, I was 18 years old. I said, okay, I'm gonna step up and do the right thing. And then all of a sudden, I did get Boys in the Hood, and the movie came out. But this time that we broke up, instead of it just being a regular breakup, I'm getting hit with a paternity suit.
Yeah, trap.
Yeah, now
it's
it's
movie style.
Yeah, exactly. So now it's, she's hit me with a suit. Her and her mother lawyered up or whatever, and then I had to do the same thing. And at that time, we had to take a paternity test, and it came out that I was not the father of the child.
Bro, that's literally one of the worst things that can happen to a fucking man, where he finds out that the child that he believes his is not his, and the reason it is not his is because the woman he was with cheated on him, and then the fucking courts are forcing this man to continue being their father, biological father to that child, bro, to the extent that this man gets thrown in jail. This bitch is getting incentivized to do dirt because the legal system is allowing this shit because of the fucking money, bro. And that's just a microcosm of everything going on within the fucking government. I mean, how long have women been taking advantage of this shit, bro? Like, paternity fraud is not something prosecuted. It's not enforced.
The thing about this is America is a lawless nation. Because if you have kids, right, and you don't even know about it, and it's 12, 13, 14 years, these same devils, they'll come up and make you aware that, hey, you have these kids, you never pay child support. And what they will do is they will make sure from the date that the baby was born, you owe that child support up to that very date that you find out about it. Because the fact that they say you are responsible, and then they start throwing names at you, you're a deadbeat, even if you didn't know. But one thing about women can defraud you and you pay 18, 20 years of child support and nothing is done. In this lawless nation, in which they say, I think it's the 14th Amendment, is equal protection under the law. What a joke. This nation don't follow its own laws. Don't even expect justice from this country. So when women get away with 18 years of child support, and the children is not even the person that has been paying, but somehow, nothing to see here. But then if you fall behind on child support and you coming home from work, they hit those lights, whoop, whoop, and guess what? You going to jail. I'm a witness. Let's go to the final clip.
30% of men who pursue it to get testing for themselves and the child to determine paternity find out that they are not the father. That's a huge number. And how many millions of men don't test? If that small sample is turning up that kind of number, how many men aren't investigating?
You know, the thing about this is women, they fought for equal rights. You know, we want equal rights, so you got it, right? You want equal rights, it works all the way across the board. So they say they will not go 50-50. But when it come down to a divorce, they want 50. They want half of what you have. I mean, make it make sense. You don't want to go 50-50. I think I heard a dude say, the reason women don't want to go 50-50 is because they don't have their 50. So which one is it? Thank you for watching. I'm your host,